Hello, great people. The legally suspended governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, reportedly met with his estranged godfather, Nyesom Wike, and it was reported that Siminalayi Fubara prostrated for Nyesom Wike, that he was begging for reconciliation, and he was saying, "My oga, please forgive me and let us move on." What could be the sins of the governor, if any, and for a governor that was elected by the people to be prostrating to beg to remain in office? What does this point to in Nigeria and Nigeria's democracy? Before we look into all this, and before I tell you what happened at the meeting, who initiated the meeting, who took Siminalayi Fubara to Nyesom Wike, you will recall that Siminalayi Fubara was produced as governor by Nyesom Wike himself, and barely 6 months into the administration of Fubara, he fell out with his godfather, and since then there has been a lot of back and forth, and the Supreme Court gave a judgment in favor of the Nyesom Wike faction, saying that the 27 lawmakers loyal to Nyesom Wike, despite evidence of their decamping to the All Progressive Congress, are the authentic State House of Assembly in Rivers State, and this emboldened Nyesom Wike. Now, when the crisis went back and forth, the President Bola Tinubu decided to declare a state of emergency in Rivers State, and now Governor Siminalayi Fubara, having been legally suspended by the president, is out of office, and now he is seeking reconciliation. You may be wondering that who prompted the meeting between Siminalayi Fubara and his estranged godfather Nyesom Wike. I will tell you. Well, Premium Times reports that it was Governor Dapo Abiodun of Lagos State, the Eleyi of Ogun State, and the former governor of Ogun State, Olusegun Osoba, that took Siminalayi Fubara to Nyesom Wike's residence. They took him to Nyesom Wike's residence late evening, and they spent time with Nyesom Wike, and Siminalayi Fubara was reportedly begging Nyesom Wike. But is this begging an outcome of Tinubu's meeting in the United Kingdom? Because you will recall that it was reported that Governor Siminalayi Fubara traveled to the UK and the president granted him audience. So after meeting with the president, he going to apologize to Nyesom Wike. Is it at the instance of the president? And if you look at it, the people that followed Siminalayi Fubara to visit Nyesom Wike, these are strong political supporters, political ally of the president. The former governor of Ogun State, Olusegun Osoba, the current incumbent governor of Ogun State, the Eleyi of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, is a political ally of the president. So was it the president that prompted Siminalayi Fubara to go and beg, or he decided to go and beg Nyesom Wike out of his own volition? Another thing to point out to in that particular begging is that the people that took him there were APC people. So at the end of the day, perhaps you may also find Siminalayi Fubara in the APC. But the most important question is that particular begging, is that prostration, is that appeal for reconciliation an outcome of the meeting with President Bola Tinubu in the United Kingdom? That is one area. But then apparently for the governor of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun, and the former governor of Ogun State, Olusegun Osoba, to be involved, definitely one can look at it that it must have had the hand of the president apparently. And if you look at it, why would Fubara beg? Let us be sincere with ourselves. Why would the man beg? The man seemed to have run out of options, in the sense that Fubara right now appears to be naked in quote and helpless. And when you are helpless, definitely there's nothing you can do, because the PDP, the political party that produced him, has apparently failed him. Those that are supposed to fight for him are the one declaring support for the president's re-election, despite the fact that the president's performance is an abysmal failure, despite the fact that the president has not even spent 2 years in office. PDP governors are already declaring support for the president's re-election. They are already cross-carpeting to the ruling All Progressive Congress as witnessed in Delta State, and Akwa Ibom is warming up to join the All Progressive Congress. Cross River State is reportedly also warming up as well. So if you look at it, the people that can help Siminalayi Fubara have turned their face to the president, and they are singing the praise of the president. So Siminalayi Fubara has less options because he appears helpless. Another point, why would Fubara go and beg? He has no choice than to beg, because the judiciary that he relied on has apparently failed him as well. There were reports in the media space that, well, the Nyesom Wike lawmakers, they decamped, they swore to an affidavit. They were even singing on your mandate we shall stand. But in the face of Nigerian judiciary, with profound respect to my Lord Justices, all this amount to nothing. In the eyes of the law, they have yet to decamp, despite the overwhelming evidence in the public space. So in that kind of instance, if you are Siminalayi Fubara, won't you beg? Because the case that is in the Supreme Court that some of the PDP governors took to the Supreme Court as regards is the legality or illegality of his suspension, then Fubara has learned his lesson, because the Supreme Court can also throw away that case based on technicality. So while if Fubara will be the governor of Rivers State again, and it is the begging of Nyesom Wike that will make him to return as governor, why won't he beg? And if you look at it again, the sole administrator that is supposed to bring about peace in the state is not bringing about the peace, rather is uprooting the structure of Siminalayi Fubara and even causing more crisis. That's the sad aspect of it. Rather than for the sole administrator to bring about peace, he is uprooting the structure of Fubara. He is even kind of like causing more crisis. You can see the rift between him and the leadership of the Nigerian Bar Association NBA, and you can see the way he has appointed sole administrators as well for the local government. So in that kind of instance, before we blame Siminalayi Fubara, then we must look at it. What choice does he have? He has been unable to conquer the system. The system has defeated him in every way and manner. And in that kind of instance, what option does he have other than to beg? Don't mistake me. I'm not in support, and I don't feel happy that in a democracy, a governor of a powerful state like Rivers State, we have to go and beg. We have to go and prostrate that please give me back my position. We have to go and do all this cry baby mentality. It is sad, but then Nigeria is what it is. And one thing that will interest you is, what is the outcome of the meeting with Nyesom Wike? According to a report by Premium Times, Nyesom Wike said that Siminalayi Fubara need to go and call people. He should call the traditional rulers, he should call his friends and tell them the root cause of the crisis. You will recall that when the crisis occurred, there were reports that Nyesom Wike was allegedly asking for too much money. But now, Nyesom Wike is saying that go and tell them the root cause. But in my own opinion, that is you even trying to ridicule the governor, because for the governor to now call people and now be saying, it is this, it is that, help me beg my oga to forgive me, as he usually call Nyesom Wike even before he became governor, that help me beg him to forgive me and all that. That is you making a mockery of the governor. And is it right to make a mockery of an office that you occupied for 8 years? You are one of the alumni of that office. So that is why Nyesom Wike himself appears not to be satiable. And that's one of the problems that Siminalayi Fubara will have, in the sense that the big question is Nyesom Wike satiable? Even if you reconcile with him, if you remain as governor, will you be able to satisfy Nyesom Wike? Because Nyesom Wike seems to have an attitudinal problem. He is the one fighting the Odili family that made him. He is the one fighting the Rotimi Amechi, his former boss. He is the one fighting the Goodluck Jonathan family that helped him to be the governor. He is the one fighting former Vice President Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. He is the one fighting the governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed. He is the one fighting the governor of Delta State, Governor Doyediri. So you can see that Nyesom Wike seems to have an attitudinal problem, because can we say that all these people are wrong and it is only Nyesom Wike that is right? So the big question is Nyesom Wike satiable, and will Siminalayi Fubara at the end of the day be able to satisfy him? But then again, we must not fail to point out that Nyesom Wike's triumph due to Tinubu's influence. Nyesom Wike would not have triumphed over Fubara if it were to be the time of somebody like Muhammadu Buhari. Nyesom Wike is operating under a government, under the influence, under the support of a man that he happens to be the epitome of godfatherism in Nigeria. So he is operating under such a president, and that's why it seems to be appearing triumphant. But then, if he is operating under the presidency of somebody like Muhammadu Buhari, or perhaps a Goodluck Jonathan that is not so obsessed with power, Nyesom Wike would not have triumphed. So he triumphed because he is operating under a president who is the epitome of godfatherism in Nigeria. How will Tinubu tell Nyesom Wike to stop when Tinubu has held Lagos State by the jugular since 1999 and he is currently holding Nigeria tight in his fist? So how do you preach to a Nyesom Wike? But the problem of the problem in this and the overall effect of this is that you see this River State crisis, it has pointed out to some flaws of the Nigerian system, because I'm sure somebody like Godswill Akpabio, the Senate president, will be regretting now that, oh, if I had known, I would have fought further to hold Akwa Ibom State under my watch, under my grip. And that is where the problem lies, because Nigerian states will now be a state of godfathers, and that is where the problem lies, because now that Siminalayi Fubara has not triumphed, the other godfathers that are sleeping, like the former governor of Akwa Ibom State, the incumbent Senate president Godswill Akpabio, he too may try to reinstate himself as godfather of the state, having learned from the triumphants of Nyesom Wike. Well, Fubara, at the end of the day, this is the most kind of like disheartening aspect of it. Fubara may join the clique. Fubara may decide to join the clique. He may decide to align with Nyesom Wike, and the people of Rivers State will be the one to suffer. Fubara doesn't have anything to lose. Fubara was performing because he has enough money and resources with him, and he was his own man. So he was able to perform, and he was paying workers as at when due. But now, if he joins the clique and he reconciles with Nyesom Wike, and they are dictating how he runs the state, definitely this will affect his performance, and some of the resources that he's supposed to use to bring succumb to the people will now go to the political class. And that is what is apparently happening in Lagos State as well, because at the end of the day, look at it, Sanwo-Olu was reportedly, laundering money abroad through his ally Aisha Ashimogu. And what does Sanwo-Olu have to lose? He will settle the godfather, settle anybody that needs to be settled, and he too will just keep pocketing for himself allegedly. So this may be what will happen in Rivers State, to the detriment of the Rivers State people. But then, what choice does Siminalayi Fubara have? He would rather think of his political survival and end up his tenure being a rich guy, being a wealthy guy, that would have been able to accumulate humongous wealth for himself, and he has nothing to lose. Because even if you look at it, the elders of Rivers State, the people of Rivers State, and some of the people that are supposed to fight for him are not even fighting his battle, and that is sad. We cannot continue to have a country that each state will be under the reign of a godfather, and the godfathers need to realize that power is transcend and begin to look beyond just power acquisition and focus on the development of Nigeria. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politin. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past video. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.